words I've learnt this morning. One is the Montenegrin for bat, which is špitimiš, which is something I wasn't expecting to be learning today or ever in my life. The other thing is that we're actually not officially allowed to go to Dubrovnik in this boat. The captain's been quite diplomatic about it. The point is that Dubrovnik is in Croatia. This boat is Montenegrin. Commander, hvala za sve.
So for the avoidance of a diplomatic incident, this boat is not going to Dubrovnik.
Bye, thank you.
And with the weather being so strange, the captain is happy to get us off as quickly as possible. We're sped away to the nearest harbour, Herceg-Novi.
This is great, isn't it? Like being on a holiday in England in the summer. Amazing that this is a banana boat. I don't know why we're using a banana boat, but it's not a season. It's people pay good money in a holiday resort for this kind of fun. Whee! Enjoying it? Faster!
With our unexpected change of fortune, we are facing the real possibility we won't be able to get across the border at all in a boat, and we'll have to find another route.
And as we approach the seawall, there are 3 boats flying Croatian flags tied up alongside. I wonder if they're there to help in some way.
This is the closest we get to the border, is it?
This is the last bit of Montenegro.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because that boat couldn't take us to Croatia for diplomatic reasons.
No. The truth is that what he told us off the record is that there has been a campaign in Croatia to have the boat repatriated, that boat repatriated to Croatia. So they were a bit wary of going there in case there's a sort of incident of some kind. So we have to make our own way without the boat.
This is the old stuff he told us off the record, was it?
He told us off the record, but
he specifically said the word off the record.
off the record, he did, yeah, he knew that. He knew the English for that.
There was like an international convention that we had to observe that.
They're never going to see it.
And then he asked, can I have a copy of this on DVD?
I know, but we can take that bit out of the DVD.
So it might be less glamorous than the tall ship, but at least these yachts could actually get us to Dubrovnik.
Bok, 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 bok.
Bok.
Dobar dan. Oh, English.
Are you going to Dubrovnik? We're off to Dubrovnik. Is there any chance we could get a lift off you? Can you smuggle us past customs? There we go.
Yeah, it's not in my nature to be cautious, but I've been made promises like that already today.
We're going from Montenegro into Croatia.
We're going into Croatia.
Yeah, well, we need to be showing passports at some stage.
You have got your passports with you, I think.
They're somewhere around.
Yeah. You are going to need your passports, yeah. Okay, Griff, I'm going to take control of the throttle for this one.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Well, it's mainly mountains that you have to avoid at this point.
Do you want to take her?
Up quickly now.
Okay, well that's 2 of us.
It turns out this flotilla of sunsail yachts are being relocated to Croatia, and being tourist boats, it's apparently slightly easier for them to get across the border, weather permitting.
Lumpy.
Jesus. Because this would be quite the challenge if you're just part of a flotilla, if you're a newcomer. Well, you wouldn't go out.
We normally wouldn't.
No, do carry on.
Oh, well, that's a bit lumpy. Hello.
I tell you what, I'm glad we got rid of that enormous, huge sea-going boat and transferred into a really tiny boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dubrovnik is a 6-hour sail up the coast. Arriving by boat into this old harbour is an unforgettable approach to this unforgettable city.
Day 3, and everything is peaceful, because Rory isn't on the boat.
Well, here we are in Dubrovnik, or as they say in Croatia, here we are in Dubrovnik. Without doubt, one of the most beautiful medieval cities I've ever laid awake in, listening to church bells ringing all night. So rather than just toss and turn in the bed, I thought I'd come out and buy breakfast for Griff and Dara. And talking of Gryffindor, vegetables here. So this is Dobry Utro, kako ste?
Odlično. Founded in the 7th century, Dubrovnik is the only city-state on the Adriatic to have ever rivaled Venice. In fact, it looks so much like Venice in parts that it's been its stunt double in numerous films. And like Venice, it is also overrun with tourists. Up to 85,000 a week come here during the summer, and people buying holiday homes here have driven the prices so high, most of the locals now live outside the city walls.
Hiya! Back, boys, breakfast! Croatian speciality, a pig's head. Pig's ear, I don't know what, I thought pig's ear, and I thought, yeah, that sounds appropriate too. Very nice, that. Griff, Dara! Boys? Gone for breakfast. Well, that's charming. Well, that's great, that's great. It's not the expense, it's just the... I took the trouble to learn the Croatian for smoked pig's head. Oh well. We'll go and find them.
So we are walking down the main street, which we call Stradun. Here on the left is...
After a leisurely continental breakfast with the flotilla crowd, I've joined them for the guided tour.
I'm afraid that we will stop now and start climbing the steps. Ready to go?
Yes.
This is Prijeko Quarter, the part of Dubrovnik which was constructed in 1272.
Meanwhile, I've been stuck waiting for Rory. Hello.
You missed the great breakfast.
Yeah, I had a breakfast. That was about an hour ago. No, we hung out with the Flotilla people, and they've gone off to do a tour, which would be lovely. I'd love to do.
And why didn't you go on it?
Because I was waiting for you.
So we've missed out on the tour.
We missed the tour. We could go to one of the... Do you know how many Irish pubs there are within the walls of Dubrovnik?
One?
No. 4 in the city. Shall we go and just have a bit of an explore?
Let's have a look at these Irish pubs.
Right.
In its long history, Dubrovnik has been both a free state and part of the Venetian Republic. It's been invaded by Napoleon, shaken by earthquakes, ruled by the Austrians, the Nazis, the fascists, and of course the communists when it was part of Yugoslavia.
And now it seems to be mainly overrun by the Irish.
But in Dubrovnik, it's only a matter of time before you'll be confronted with what happened here 20 years ago, when Serbian and Montenegrin forces attacked this Croatian masterpiece.
So that first, when they started in 1st of October 1991, they arrived with the ships. So first position for shelling was behind the island. So first 10 days they were constantly targeting hill peaks. During that period, most of the locals went in the fortresses. So Dubrovnik fortresses down there had definitely their best role at the end of the 20th century. In each, some approximately 2,000 people moved in. One of the worst, my personal experience was because we were cut water and electricity nearly 5 months.
The town's ancient rainwater storage reservoirs then became the city's only water supply.
Very interesting the way all the maps of the city include a sites of damage caused by the aggression on Dubrovnik by the Yugoslav army, the Serbs and the Montenegrins in 91-92.
They're not actually sitting on the fence.
No, they
don't make it absolutely obvious who did it.
Yes, but interestingly, if you read about what we refer to as the Balkan conflict, is referred to here as the Croatian War of Independence.
Is it really?
Yeah. For the Croatians, it was a chance to break out of Yugoslavia, and that was, and the Serbs tried to stop that. And that's the way they view it.
It's a fairly moving piece of work, isn't it?
And all the points there where bombs fell. And we said like 68% of all the buildings in Dubrovnik, which is like a World Heritage Site, were damaged.
And in this bay, the Croatia is its thinnest. It's only 850 meters from the border to the sea line.
From the border with Bosnia?
Yes, understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Borjan was part of the force defending the city. He was stationed up here in this hilltop fort, which became the last line of defense against the advancing Serbs.
There are only 600 soldiers, understand? It's impossible to defend against 18,000 what is going against us.
18,000
18,000, yeah.
The hill's strategic importance meant it was the scene of the fiercest hand-to-hand fighting. Many of Borgia's comrades were killed.
So you and how many others came to this fort to defend?
Probably were here always 30 to 40 people.
Yeah. And it's crucial to you
Yeah.
to defend this hilltop position.
Absolutely. We got a shift, we changed, understand, we
Yeah.
didn't stay all the time here.
Yeah.
But 40 people was always here. Yeah.
Because if they had this fort,
Yeah.
they have complete control of Dubrovnik.
Absolutely.
Serbian Montenegrins thought that this would be a pushover, easy
that's all
down, and they'd get it, but in the end it proved to be a resistance which held them.
They're told that it's going to be ended in 5 days.
But this was not. This all happened very recently. What's the feeling now between Croatia and Montenegro and Serbia and Bosnia?
I will never forget that what has happened, but we must continue living, understand? I couldn't hate any folks, I couldn't hate anybody in the world, understand? That I'm not a person like that. But I can't forget that what has happened to me. I'll be talking about that forever.
It's complicated, because the history here is
Absolutely.
a history of generations going back who remember these things, and then out it comes again in a new war or a new conflict.
No, I hope so that it will never be happening something like that here.
So you're going to, as far as you're concerned, it's important to keep the memory alive, but not the hatred.
No. I can't forget that what has happened to us. But understand, we must continue living.
Down in the town, there's a conflict of another kind. Although Dubrovnik is slowly being taken over by tourism, people do still live, work and play within the walls.
That was good.
It was good.
That was I mean, we don't often have fun on this.
We don't actually genuinely have fun. Look, and then the fun grinds to a halt. Have you been learning things?
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
The history of this place starts with the ancient
We don't
Greeks.
need to hear it all.
No, I wasn't going to start. I was just going to say, you want to hear about wars and wars, more wars.
We had a war here, you know.
Yeah, you want to hear about conflicts between neighbouring countries.
Casually, his toe.
My toe.
His toe.
Oh, no.
In years to come, it'll be on a poster outside the city.
Griff may have learnt all about the history of Dubrovnik, but we had tried the Irish pubs and met Andrea, skipper of this boat, the Magellan.
Is this the boat?
Yes.
This is the boat, Magellan.
Very smart,
It's
isn't
doing
it?
a cruise anyway, so
Right.
At least as far as Split.
yes. So we can stay on it for that.
How far is Split?
Hey, Andrea, cacuide.
Hello.
How you doing?
inside.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nice, isn't it?
The Magellan has to relocate to its home port of Split to get ready for the start of the tour season, so we'll have her all to ourselves.
We're hoping we'll be able to find a boat to take us to Venice on one of the islands somewhere between Dubrovnik and Split. It's a vague plan, I know, but this coastline is the boating capital of the Med, so we stand a fighting chance.
It's a huge boat, the three of us. We never have to see each other for 3 days.
Great. Oh my God.
Not much people?
Yes, local beer. You want small or large?
Small.
You're a large man, so maybe.
Oh, thank you.
0.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you watch Only Fools and Horses?
Yes, on TV.
Yeah.
It was my favorite thing.
That is fantastic. Thank you very, very much.
So what do we say?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Jubilee Sam.
Cheers.
For a good couple of days.
We've motored through the night to arrive at Korčula. Like many of the islands along the Dalmatian coast, this innocent-looking place has been controlled, owned, invaded, given away and conquered by dozens of empires. Greeks and Romans, Genoese, Venetians, Austrians, fascist Italians and revolutionary French have all invaded it. And now, it's our turn. It's famous today as the birthplace of Marco Polo, although that's contested by the Venetians, and for its sword dance, the Moresca.
Today they are practicing under the watchful eye of master dancer Tony. The solid steel swords are designed to spark when struck hard and produce the distinctive sound and rhythm of the dance. This, by the way, is an antecedent of Morris dancing.
Hey!
Nice.
Bravo, well done, well done.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Hello, how are you? Pleasure. How are you?
Explain to us what's going on. How many different dances are there that people do?
Basically 7. It's kind of actually kind of dance which used to be danced all over Mediterranean in the past to celebrate the victory over the Moors. So that's where the name comes from, Moresca. The period when the dance origins is 16th century, basically this version. Because it spread from Spain in the 11th, 12th century, spread all over the Mediterranean.
It looks very dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Oh, thank you. It is dangerous. It is dangerous.
Have you seen the English Morris dancing?
Yes,
What do you think?
I don't.
Not
I mean, in comparison with this, it's no. Well, I wouldn't dare to call them sissies, but
Go on. Go on. Tell us
no, with all due respect, of course.
Yes, of course, of
But these are real swords. I mean,
Oh my
you
God.
see this car?
Yeah.
It's like this, eh?
Yeah.
This from this one of those swords.
Tony, do any women take part in the dance?
No, only this one maiden, and basically she's doing nothing. I mean,
She doesn't use
she's
a
having
sword.
a role of, in this dialogue, and it ends with a kiss. It's
Would it be
kind of
all right
Hollywood thing.
if we did it? Could I play the maiden, please?
I'm not kissing you.
Yeah, well, forget the kiss.
We never really had such an ugly one. But it happens regularly that somebody gets hit on the finger, and then the finger breaks in about 5 pieces, then they screw it together.
Okay. Excellent. Great. Well,
Yeah.
With those words of reassurance, we can start to learn with confidence.
At the same time.
It's a rare thing that I actually get told to thrust a sword in Dara's face.
Okay,
now,
that's the
can I
one.
now?
That's right. Yeah, that's what you do.
Oh, great.
exactly.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. Let's do
That's
that.
what you do. You defend
And,
yourself.
as ever, it looks like the prospect of severe maiming or laceration is drawing a crowd.
Okay.
You do this, and you go like this.
Oh, I go that side of
Your
excuse me.
left.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Other shows may, for one reason or another, sort of film the tourist attractions, but we have come here to Dalmatia, to the Dalmatian coast, and become a tourist attraction ourselves, which is a first for British television, I think. I noticed once again I'm utterly redundant. I suppose I could fall on my fake swords while these two learn to bash each other over the head, which I think is something I'd quite like to see.
1, 2.
Sadly, Griff, I don't think that's going to happen, as Dara appears to be stealing the show.
That's good. That's good.
I'm loving this.
Samo dva, tako.
Rather pathetically, though.
Yeah.
I'm playing the left-handed card. I did say to him, is it a problem if you're left-handed? He said, no, no. Yes, it is. You're out. So once again, pretending to be left-handed has worked nicely for me.
I think it's time to teach him some Morris dancing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sissy way.
Sissy dance.
Let's get some sticks and beat him up.
Let's get some bells.
He's good, really.
Ah, improvise there.
It's good.
The only thing, don't you agree that the thing that's lacking,
Costume.
yeah,
Is the costume?
I think you've got to put on the skirt and the bonnet.
It's a real thing,
Thank you. Who will fight me? Oh, them. Yeah, them probably. Yeah. Are you marking this?
Yeah. I like the Arsenal strip.
Yeah.
Okay, orchestra.
Trying to find a way out of this now.
Just
Come to the judges.
To be honest, I was kind of toying with them a bit there.
Dara, first of all, well done, son. When you come on that floor then, I thought he's not going to be a Moresco dancer. But when you got into the dance, to be fair, you done a passable impression of a Moresco dancer. And I thought, you did a few stumbles, you weren't pointing your toes. But you did a cracking good performance, so well done, son. Bruno.
Well, I
No, son.
liked it, but it was all over the place. There was no passion from the Moresco. You have to dance the Moresco with passion and precision and everything there. It was just a mess.
He's a beginner, Bruno. I think he done all right. He's a beginner. Give the boy a break. Anyway, let's score him. 7.
I can only give you 5.
Oh, boo, 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 yeah. So I think of you and your marks. We didn't get marks back when we were fighting the Moors / the Turks. Can't remember which. Didn't get marks back then, did we? I could wear this for the rest of the shoot, but these are the best. Oh, that was a spark. I could take these home, but surely there'll be a hand luggage issue with this. Presumably stop here with this.
Dara may have fallen in love with a pair of swords and a silly hat, but we can't sail to Italy on them, so we must leave them and Cortula behind, in search of a boat that can get us to Venice.
The skipper has been told to head for Venice. Venice is the closest Croatian island to Italy. It has a big harbour, lots of boats and tourists. Perhaps this is where we will hop on to Venice. In the meantime, on this boat, we're sort of passengers.
Usually we let off a rope, or we pull on a rope, or we start the engine or something. We go and look at the engine, but we're just passengers. So I'm just calculating the distance we've come. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. We've come about 130 miles. We are still, we're still about 200 miles from Venice now. That's where we are. That's us. Here is Croatia. And here is the island of Vis. And we are 5.4 nautical miles from the entrance to Vis. Good.
Lying just 60 miles from Italy, Venice has always been of huge strategic importance and has throughout its long history been fought over in countless naval battles. During the Second World War, it was both where the British fleet was stationed and home to Tito's partisans.
But what we're getting here is interconnectedness, because this is also Tito country here, and we left Tito country before, and the Evelyn Waugh was here as well, and he was working for the commandos.
Oh yeah, he was an official commander. What did he say about Tito? He banned and described.
He decided that Tito, who was quite difficult to meet and was living in the cave next door, was a lesbian. And so in order to amuse himself and the rest of the British contingent, he put it about that Tito was a lesbian, which annoyed Tito so much that he came down when they went on a swimming expedition. Tito wore a particularly skimpy pair of swimming
Because he put it about as well, didn't he?
in order to reveal that he was in fact all man.
Yes.
Yes.
As we enter the harbour, one thing is striking: the lack of boats. Usually this harbour would be teeming with them, but that's in the summer, not in April.
Still, there are lots of things to recommend Vis, despite the absence of boats. One is the absence of cars. So Rory and I get on our bikes and create the absence of Dara.
We're on the wrong side of the road, by the way. Griff.
Because Venice was a military base, it was closed to tourists until 1998, and so it is an unspoilt gem of an island where the locals carry on their traditional way of life, farming and fishing.
Most importantly for me, however, it's reputed to produce the best wine in the Balkans. And since we're moored for the night, I'm stocking up for the evening at the cellars of a local vineyard housed in an old World War II bunker.
This is 2006. This is very, very good wine. Very,
It's drinking well
yeah,
now.
it's very good.
Little dry,
Yeah,
little
totally
bit of
right,
tannin on it, a little bit of acid on the taste.
yeah, there is a lot of tannin, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the language thing. I'm just enjoying the drink, to be honest. I really don't know how to communicate this through television, other than you can see the speed at which I'm drinking it, which should be an indicator. This is really good. This is very, very nice. This is 2006.
2006.
Well, the 2006 are drinking very well, let me tell you. They are drinking excellently.
On the edge of town, we discover that wherever foreign empires have gone, the British have inevitably got stuck in too.
After more than 100 years, British soldiers and sailors who fought and died for their country's honour on the seas and islands of Dalmatia have been laid to rest in this island cemetery, 1944. After more than 100 years. That must have been 1844. Here dead lie we, because we did not choose to live and shame the land from which we sprung. Life, to be sure, is nothing much to lose, but young men think it is, and we were young.
It's a very serene place.
We're standing. We're just standing around. Yeah.
Venice was not just an important British base in the Second World War, but also during the Napoleonic Wars a century earlier.
It's wine of the island, is it?
I'm getting...
It is wine of the island, and it's stored in Marshal Tito's caves. Better than that, the wine's good. Better than that, he runs a cricket team.
wine.
Marshal Tito played cricket.
Marshal Tito played... No, you've mixed up the different things here. Tito didn't play cricket. The winemaker, Tony, plays cricket, and they have a cricket team, and they would like us to compete on their behalf against a German cricket team.
Is Tony English?
Tony's not English. No, he's local. It's a Croatian-based cricket team. You know, presumably when there was a British army resting here, they played cricket, and whoever was the general there was missing home territory.
We saw the plaque.
Ah,
We went to the cemetery and we saw the plaque about the Napoleonic Wars.
As the only English person between the Welshman and the Irishman, can I just say that I've never really liked cricket very much.
I think you're going to have to grow to like it. Magellan is, after all, a sort of mini cruise ship, and in keeping with that, entertainment has been laid on. Although this group's day job is in the local docks.
Bravo! Beautiful. Can we offer you a glass of wine? Good. You sing another song and I'll get some glasses.
You get some glasses.
I'll get some glasses.
Very beautiful.
Moloj, 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 ma moloj, moloj, moloj mene, moloj, 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 ma moloj, moloj, moloj mene, moloj. Enjueke maiman, enjueke maiman.
A yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, and the band begins to play. Band. We all live in the yellow submarine.
the Magellan, but I haven't seen a sail since we left Dubrovnik. Fortunately for me, circumstances and a crate of island wine have conspired to give me a little bit of time to indulge myself at the other end of the island, in Comiso.
It's great to be here so early. Not just early in the morning, but early in the season. It just feels pure. And not many Mediterranean places feel pure. I'm looking for Pino.
Pino owns a traditional fishing boat, and he's agreed to take me out in it.
Morning, Pino.
Morning. How are you today?
I'm good.
Where are your friends?
They're asleep. The trouble is, they're only moderately interested in a lovely boat like this. And I like the boat a lot. Can I give you a hand?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll jump aboard and...
The Falcusa boat is not only sleek and beautiful, it's efficient and beautiful. The 500-year-old design is unique to Comiso. The fleet raced out to the fishing grounds in order to get the best fishing spot and raced back to be first in the market. It was a fast boat capable of carrying 8 tons of fish on a 25-day trip. And now they've all gone.
Okay, now sailing.
Very good.
We can go till Italy now.
Yes.
This is a replica, but it sails like the original.
But she's sailing herself.
Yeah. That's the point of the every sailing boat.
Yeah. Very nicely balanced.
With the lateen sail set correctly, she can hit a speed of 12 knots. And they say the rudder starts to quiver like a contented cat.
Look at that.
We have the fans.
The bowsprit is sort of bending completely over. Yeah, now it's purring. It's purring. It's purring now. I can feel it in my hand.
I suppose heading to Venice on my own is not allowed.
You ready? You want a little tough one?
Yeah, go on. Nice and gentle.
Oh, nice.
That's the best
Rory.
it's going to be today. Oh, hello. Hi, Griff.
Hi.
How was the fishing?
It's good, actually. Well, I got some fish, but we didn't fish for it.
What, did it come with fishmongers inside, did you?
Yes, so I got them from the stall in the market.
Very good. What are they?
I don't know. A couple of red ones and a big fat one, grey one.
That sounds like us. Perfect description.
So what's happening here then? Is this the cricket pitch?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yeah.
What are we doing? Are we
They're getting us out of the way.
We're
really
playing for
quickly.
this against
This
the
is it.
NCC, the Munich Cricket Club. Good news is, Griff, there are 2 mad dogs running around, and every time the ball is thrown, one of the dogs picks the ball up in its mouth and runs off into the bushes with it.
Yeah.
That's our only hope.
Lovely. So aim for the dogs.
Okay.
I'll see you in a minute, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my fish now. It'll go off, won't it?
Yeah,
Why did he bring fish
Well,
to
we'll
a cricket
practice.
match? Why does he bring fish to a cricket match?
Well, this is a very tough-looking team from Munich. But unlike most German cricketers I know, they look like they know what they're doing. And this is mainly because they're British expat bankers.
Then there's us, completely clueless. And believing our ignorance to be modesty, Captain Craig is putting us into bat first.
You guys need to wear a box.
Right, now you tell us.
Yeah. It's best to put them on before you put your pads on.
Okay.
Has that ever been washed, that box?
That looks
It's been drunk out of, but never washed.
Let's,
It's a bit Superman.
I haven't got that much to protect.
You can, if you just need a junior.
We don't share the pads, but we do share the boxes. And especially in this heat. Oh, I'm not wearing that one. Where did that come from?
This has had a lot of runs, as this.
I can, yeah.
That's had a lot of runs, that one. Aye.
Oh, thanks.
That box has seen some trouble, that box.
Forward to new victories.
You ready to go?
Gonna see it.
This is the tradition around here.
Ah!
Very good.
Come at the back.
Here we go. Thank you.
So here, off the coast of Dalmatia, where the ancient Greeks and Romans first left traces of their civilization, where the galleys of Venice plied their trade, where the Ottoman Empire came knocking at the door, where the Serbs, Montenegrins, Bosnians and Croatians struggled for their identity, the British have left behind a perfect way of wasting a sunny afternoon. And Dara's first to bat. Let's see what he can do against the German attack. Oh, that's a good first ball. He just needs to find his line and length.
Just toying with him. Good.
And Dara just needs to find where the wicket is. It's not there.
Don't let them suck you in, Dara. You know what they're doing.
Yeah, I can see what he's doing.
Oh, bugger me. And a little cheeky hook goes for a 4. Well, he's got his eye. And this one goes sky high. Over the boundary for a 6. Who'd have thought it?
We're going nowhere, Dara, today.
We'll get some sandwiches, folks. We're bedding in.
Bowler changes ends and McGrath faces his first ball, and his second, his third, and his fourth.
Lunch?
Well, no score there, but the first ball of the new over does the damage. Out for 10.
Watch out for Igor, that's all I'm saying.
Igor?
Igor is the man who got me out. Okay, your box in the right place? Is it,
I don't know.
Is it protecting everything it needs to protect?
I think...
You've already got kids.
I can't find it. The fear has overcome me. Whatever was down there...
You're past breeding age at this stage, Griff. It's all right.
So Rhys Jones at the crease to face his first ball. Look at the authority. Show him who's boss. Down to McGrath. He makes contact. Oh, the Germans have caught him. Wunderbar. Das war wunderbar. McGrath is kaput. But Rhys Jones is making a stand. He's putting runs on the board. How long can he last in the midday sun? That's how long he lasts. He's out. He's out. He's gone. One of the great innings is over.
Thank you.
He walks away with a 4. O'Brien got 10. McGrath got nothing. Time for tea.
It's interesting the way cricket is a great game for revealing the true nature of a man. Griff was edgy and nervous. Rory was avuncular and predominantly static. And I was swashbuckling and ultimately doomed to tragic failure, but heroically. And now we just sit in the field in the sun for the rest of the day. You can see where the Irish are really taken to cricket.
Next time,
we're on flag alert. Are you going to Venice in the next? No. Okay.
The race to find a boat to Venice gets desperate.
I don't know if I can go through with this. I'm just not made to beg for a lift.
And so does Rory.
Can you speak English?
Of course.
Audience, no. Audience, no.
Griff finds his idea of boating perfection.
And gets in the way of mine.
I can't see the sunset because you're in the way.
But whether on the water, under it, or even over it...
You could be in pool on Tuesday.
Our chances of getting to Venice start to evaporate.
Okay, that might well be a problem.
And alarmingly, so too do Griff's clothes.
No fear.
Oh, well, at least you've been warned. The voyage to Venice continues at 9 next Tuesday. Comedy next tonight on BBC Two, and Rick discovers how not to deal with a heckler in Lead Balloon.